Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of our Earth Day event about the world's smallest hero, algae. I am so glad that you decided to join me today, and if you missed part 1 yesterday, then you'll definitely want to watch that one as well, because we talked about the impressive power that algae have to help keep our air clean by acting as an air purifier and supplying us with a sustainable alternative for fossil fuels. But before you click away to get caught up, I'd recommend you watch that one later, because if you stick around here, you're going to have a chance to win a very special prize that is only available for people who are joining us live right now. So, speaking of the prize, let's quickly review how that works, okay? Since you're joining us live today, you're going to have the chance to have a little fun and win a discount that you can use for your next order for simply being here and joining us in a little bit of trivia. Throughout the rest of this event, I've got a couple of trivia questions for you to answer in the comments. Whether you're correct or not, putting your answer in the comments will enter you to win the amazing prize of a 50% discount on your next order. We've got a limited amount of these we can give away today, so be sure you stick around. Pay close attention and comment your answers for the best chance of winning. Now, what do you say we kick this off with our first trivia question right now? Okay, here it is. Which country wastes approximately 80 billion pounds of food each year, which is more than any other country in the world? Your options are the United States, Brazil, or India. United States, Brazil, or India. Can't tell you who, not allowed to give any hints. Think about it, ponder. Who would do something like that? Got your answers in the comments? All right, good. Let's get to it then by exploring the amazing possibilities algae presents as an alternative to unsustainable materials like plastics. It is no secret that plastic packaging is filling up our landfills and polluting our oceans. We've all heard about and even seen how big this problem is getting, which is why so many of us are determined to help be part of the solution by recycling plastic materials whenever possible. However, the fact of the matter is that plastics are harmful to our environment, not only because they never completely break down, but also because of how they are made. Generally, plastics are created by burning natural gas, which is a fossil carbon source into long chains of carbon-based molecules. This creation process involves a number of additives, several of which are hazardous to both the environment and human health. And needless to say, the world would be better off if we didn't create so many plastics, right? Well, one potential solution to that problem is to start using more bioplastics, which are typically made from things like cornstarch or straw and are engineered to be biodegradable and compostable. However, the biggest downfall here is that the plants that are used to make these plastics still need vital resources like healthy soil and water in order to be grown. And of course, these resources are needed for things that are arguably more important, like growing the food that is needed to feed the billions of people around the world. Well, the good news is that we may have a third option available to us sometime near in the future, and that's plastics that are made from algae. There are researchers and development teams all around the globe who have dedicated themselves to finding ways to use algae to make eco-friendly alternatives to plastic. And they're making strides so large that some of their products are already on the market today. For example, in 2010, 2 American engineers teamed up to research algae biotechnologies and went on to create an algae-based plastic as well as an algae-based foam that can be used in the creation of various products like shoes and surfboards. That last one's important. More recently, 2 Dutch designers discovered a way to use microalgae in 3D printing as a replacement for the plastic. This 3D printing material can be used to create nearly anything, including shampoo bottles, tableware, trash cans, you name it. While this process is still in the early stages, it's feasible that it can be scaled up to an industrial level and used as a way to make manufacturing processes more environmentally friendly. That's a big win. Meanwhile, there is a multitude of other companies out there that are dedicated to making sustainable products that are finding the answer in algae. One company is called Lollyware. They have found a way to turn giant kelp into eco-friendly straws, and those straws are biodegradable and tougher than corn-based plastics, which makes them a really great alternative to the plastic straws that we're used to. Plastic isn't the only type of material, however, that may be replaced by algae products in the future. Other companies out there have found ways to use various types of algae to make things like bio-inks for printing, and even algae-based yarn that can be used to make non-toxic, biodegradable textiles. Incredible. These possibilities are seemingly endless when it comes to what types of materials algae can be made into. And only time is going to tell how large of an impact we can make by using algae in these ways. Now, before we take a look at the last of algae's superpowers, let's have another trivia question, okay? Food waste contributes to what percentage of the world's greenhouse gas emissions? Since there is literally an infinite amount of numbers that you could guess, I'm just going to give you a few. 11%, 22%, and 33%. Think about that. What makes the most sense? And put it in the comments below. If you think you know, that's good. Make sure you leave your answer in the comments so that you'll be putting it into a drawing for 50% off your next standard order. 50% off. All right, good. Now, speaking of food, that is the last way that algae can help project and move this planet forward safely into the future. By the year 2050, the population of our planet is expected to increase by nearly 1.5 billion, which means we'd have just under 10 billion people living around the globe. And naturally, all of those mouths are going to need to be fed. And ideally, we'd be able to feed them in a way that has as little of an impact on the environment as possible. One of the potential ways we can do this is by including more algae in our diets. There may be many different types of edible algae out there, and they tend to have impressive nutritional profiles that include important amino acids, essential fatty acids, vitamins, minerals, and proteins, and they can be used to feed both humans and animals all over the world. For starters, algae can be harvested and added to food used to feed livestock and farmed fish, which would help make the practice of raising them more sustainable. More importantly, algae can be used as a food source for humans. Edible types of algae have a wide array of nutrients that can help support the dietary needs of humans all around the world. But perhaps the most important of these nutrients, in this case anyway, is protein. Right now, it's estimated that animal products supply about half of the protein found in the average person's diet. However, the United Nations has predicted that as our population continues to grow over the next few decades, the meat industry isn't going to be able to keep up with our demand for protein. And 30 years from now, animal products are only going to be able to cover about 27% of the protein requirements of the worldwide population. Luckily, algae can help us. Blue-green algae in particular are known to have an impressive nutrient content, averaging to be about 55 to 60% protein in weight. That's quite a bit more than the edible land plants that we already include in our diets. Their impressive nutrient profile isn't the only thing that makes them a viable food source as our population increases. Algae also have the ability to reproduce super fast with little to no intervention from humans, depending on the species. Marine algae can be cultivated in seawater to help preserve sources of fresh water for other uses. In warm places around the world, species of blue-green algae like spirulina can be farmed using processes that require fewer fertilizers and chemicals than traditional crops do. And, of course, the well-loved Aphanizomenon flossaqua, AFA, grows naturally and abundantly in the wild with no human intervention at all, which makes it one of the most sustainable foods available to us today. So while algae may not have a regular and prominent spot on all of our dinner plates in the near future, there is no doubt that it is an amazing, nutritious, and sustainable food source, which is why we're seeing it used more and more in things like nutritional supplements. And as people everywhere begin to understand the numerous benefits of leaning on this sustainable food that Mother Nature has provided to us, it's only going to be a matter of time before we see it start making an appearance in other food items as well, which will be great for our bodies and great for the planet. And there you have it. 4 of the many powerful ways that algae are a mighty hero for this planet despite its small size. And it can help remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, replace it with oxygen. It can be used as a sustainable fuel source to help reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. It could be used to create eco-friendly materials to replace things like plastics, inks, and textiles. And it is an amazing food source that can help feed our growing population without putting extra demand on our natural resources. I mean, think about all that we've covered. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing, right? Well, before I wrap this event up, I'm going to give you just another few seconds here to make sure that you've answered those trivia questions in the comments, because as soon as I get off of here, my team and I are going to be randomly selecting 5 more of the people who commented to receive 50% off their next order. And I don't want you to miss your chance to win. So if you win, we'll be reaching out to you directly via email later today. So be sure to keep an eye on your inbox this afternoon. And with that, it probably is officially time to bring this event to a close. So thank you so much for joining me today to learn about the many earth-saving powers of algae. If you are celebrating Earth Day tomorrow, which I hope you all are, then all of us are here at the home office, and we would love to hear about it. Snap a few pictures of your Earth Day. We will. Tell us what you're doing and share it with us on social media using the hashtag New Earth Day. And don't forget to tag us at New Earth Co. in everything that you post. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.